Hello, third graders. Please open Pupil's book, page 17. Listen, read, and say. Zach and Ona are on a safari and it's time for lunch. Look at this picnic. There are some sausages and some sandwiches. There aren't any strawberries and there aren't any cherries. But there are some lions. Okay. Let's look at the food in the picture. Let's look at the food in the picture. We see sandwiches, apples, sausages, crisps, avocados. Zach is saying, look at this picnic. There are some sausages and some sandwiches. Ona is saying, there aren't any strawberries. So, can you see any strawberries in the picture? No. So, there aren't any strawberries. And there aren't any cherries. So, there aren't any strawberries and there aren't any cherries. But there are some lions. There are some lions. Okay. Discover grammar. Circle. There's. There isn't. Okay, let's think. What do we say? There's some or there's any? Is this an affirmative sentence, a negative sentence, or an interrogative sentence? Yes, it's an affirmative sentence. جملة مثبتة. So, I should use, what should I circle? Think, what should I circle? We should circle some. We should circle some. Okay. There isn't some or there isn't any. There isn't. This is a negative sentence. This is a negative sentence. What should I use? Some or any? Yes, I should use any because the sentence is in the negative form. The sentence is in the negative form. Look at activity 1. Complete the sentences with are some or aren't any. So, we have to look at the picture in activity 1 and do question number 2. Okay, let's see the first example. They're apples. They're apples. Can you see apples in the picture? Can you see apples? Yes. There are 3 apples in the picture. There are 3 apples in the picture. So, what should I use? There are some or there aren't any? Yes, there are some apples. There are some apples. Okay. Number 2. There cupcakes. Cupcakes. Can you see any cupcake in the picture? Or can you see cupcakes in the picture? No. So, what should I use? There are some or there aren't any? What should I say? There are some cupcakes or there aren't any cupcakes? Yes, I should use there aren't any cupcakes. There aren't any cupcakes. There aren't any cupcakes because we don't see any cupcakes in the picture. Okay, let's move to sentence number 3. They're eggs. They're eggs. Okay, can you see any eggs in the picture? No, we can't see any egg in the picture. So, what should we use? There are some or there aren't any? Think, what should I use? إيش لازم استخدم؟ إيش لازم أكتب؟ There are some or there aren't any? Yes, there aren't any. Okay. Sentence number 4. They're pears. Pears. They're pears. Okay. Can you see any pears in the picture? Can you see any pears in the picture? Yes. We have 3 pears. There are 3 pears in the picture. So, what should I use? There are some or there aren't any? Think, what should I use? Yes, I should use there are some pears. There are some pears. Now, let's move to page 21, Pupil's book. خلينا ننتقل لصفحة 21 بالPupil's book. Let's read the grammar books. Let's read the grammar books. There's some. There isn't any. Is there any rice? Yes, there is. No, there isn't. So, we have there's some and there isn't any. And I use there is with singular countable nouns الأسماء المعدودة المفردة and with uncountable nouns I use there is some with affirmative sentences. I use there isn't any with negative sentences. Is there any with questions Okay, let's see the answer to this question. Is there any rice? The answer will be yes, there is, or no, there isn't. Exercise 1. Listen, read, and say. Listen, read, and say. It's 8 o'clock and it's dinner time. It's 8 o'clock and it's dinner time. So the characters in the picture are having dinner. Okay, let's read. There's pasta and there's fruit. There isn't any fizzy drink, but there is some milk. Okay, so what do you see on the table? Yes, there is some chocolate, there is some bread, there is some cereal, there is some rice, there is some milk, there is some pasta, there is an apple, and there is some soup. So as you notice, I use there is with singular countable nouns مع الأسماء المعدودة المفردة and with uncountable nouns الأسماء الغير معدودة. Let's read again. There's pasta and there's fruit. There isn't any fizzy drink, but there is some milk. Okay, let's move to discover grammar. Discover grammar. Circle. There's. You notice we circled some. Why did we circle some? There's some. We can't say there's any because it's an affirmative sentence. هي جملة مثبتة. I can't use any. ما بقدر استخدم any. I have to use some. There isn't. There isn't. It's a negative sentence. So I have to use any. I have to use any. So there isn't any. There isn't any. Is there? This is a question. This is a question. So I have to use any. I can't use some. Okay, that's it for today. I need you to revise. There is, there are, some, and any. And if you have any questions, please send me on EduNation.